DC's weirdest villain, Codpiece, origin explored. DC is no stranger to introducing comical and silly villains into their stories. Characters such as Polka-Dot Man, Condiment King, and Crazy Quilt fit into this mold. But one of the silliest villains DC has ever created has to be Codpiece, who happens to be an antagonist in the Doom Patrol comics. Doom Patrol is a group with individuals whose lives were ruined by Niles Caulder. He is a mad scientist and referred to as the Chief. He messes with the lives of people, tampering with it to create orchestrated, horrific accidents that can turn those people into superpowered beings. After all, heroes need a sad backstory. Ironically, the Doom Patrol often fights really comical villains such as Mr. Nobody and Codpiece. Codpiece has somewhat of a sad backstory as well, with his terrible self-esteem issues. We don't even know his real name, which may be a dig at the irrelevance of the guy as a regular human being. Even though comics will often dilute the amount of NSFW content in the works, writer Rachel Pollack decided to go crazy with the R-rated references and jokes throughout this comic, adding a lot of funny and direct sexual humor to it. Codpiece's insecurity over the size of his genitals result in him creating a power suit for himself with a giant groin cannon that handles his offense. This bizarre character made his debut in 1987 in Volume 2, Issue number 70 of the Doom Patrol comics. It was written for a mature audience as the comic deals with adult themes such as Codpiece's insecurity over his genitals not being big enough and hampering his self-esteem, romantic life, and sex life. Before diving into the content, we would like to make a very small request to our viewers. Please subscribe to Marvelous Videos, like and comment on our videos, and press the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload a video. We would be grateful to you, and we hope to bring you the best nerdy content. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Codpiece's weird backstory. Codpiece used to be a below-average, insecure guy back in high school. One day he asked an attractive and popular girl from his school out. She turned him down because she thought he was too small for her. She said it because he wasn't tall enough for her taste, but he assumed that she was taking a dig at his masculinity. Unfortunately, high school problems tend to stick for a long time, and Codpiece suffered from this insecurity for the years to come. When he was dumped by a girl he went out with in college, he thought it was because his genitals weren't big enough. The same happened to him as an adult. He would slut-shame women and resent men who looked bigger than him. He went to see a doctor for a fix via surgery, and at first, the doctor suggested implants and some stretching exercises. He also asked Codpiece to see a counselor, which he interpreted the wrong way, believing that the doctor had insulted him by mentioning how he needed to make his brain smaller to fit his idea of him. Tired of everything, he decided to hire a prostitute. You'd think not much can go wrong this time, but due to his insecurities about his size, he was unable to get a hard-on. The girl actually told him how she can make it work with any size and that it is not too much of a problem. But if he happened to be so insecure about it, he could use some padding around the area. This was the last straw and made Codpiece snap. Unfortunately, the only massive thing about him was his insecurity. He also had quite the skill as an engineer, so he put his mind into developing a power suit with a huge red projectile around his genital area and a controller fitted to the chest. He adopted the name Codpiece and began his spree as a criminal. In fact, a codpiece is a flap that is attached around the genital area of men's trousers, and his moniker is inspired from that. For his debut in the society as a villain, Codpiece goes for a high-profile bank robbery. He makes his way in, flashing his power suit, attracting the gaze of a woman who asks if he gives rides. But being a salty guy, he tells her that he will give her a ride to hell. He uses the projector around his genitals to blast at objects. He can also launch a drill from there, which he uses to unlock the bank vault and steal loads of money. When the police surround him for his crime, he uses his ultrasound emitter and a boxing glove to attack them. He also takes them all down after launching some rockets from the groin cannon. He begins to think that he is powerful enough to do whatever he wants to, and decides to terrorize the city instead. Two new members of the Doom Patrol, George and Marion, were around that area. They see Codpiece causing a ruckus in the city and decide to intervene. They use material they are wrapped in to attack Codpiece and render him useless as it prevents him from using the control panel on his chest. He begins to tear the wrap apart and launches his rockets from the groin cannon at them. He gets annoyed, and that just makes him a lot more aggressive. But Marion and George try to dilute the situation by launching their insects at him. He takes those down as well. Coagula, who is nearby, witnesses the incident and steps in. She tries to flatter him to get close to him and tells him that she can't stay away from him because he is so big. With this opportunity, she uses her melting touch on Codpiece, finally destroying his groin cannon. He is then mummified and the day is saved. Codpiece's power suit and his massive groin cannon. Codpiece is not a supervillain and does not have any superpowers, just a super low self-esteem. He is a skilled engineer, and he uses this ability to create a multi-functioning and versatile power suit for himself. To hide what he considered to be his handicap, he gives himself a groin cannon. The suit is bulletproof, as we can see from the part where the bullets of the police failed to damage it. The groin cannon also comes with a myriad of weapons. The most common one is the blaster cannon that creates explosions strong enough to break concrete walls. It launches a boxing glove, which is a gag from cartoons and comics. One of its best features is its rocket launcher, which launches several rockets that can be highly destructive. Its giant scissors allow him to cut through stuff, which comes in handy when Marion and George wrap him in bandages. A giant claw that comes with his suit can grab and throw things. He also has a precision drill, which he had used to enter the bank vault. Its coolest feature is an ultrasound sonic emitter, which releases super concentrated sound waves that can render several people helpless at once. What did you think of this weird character? Did you enjoy this video? If yes, then don't forget to like and comment on this video. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.